What's going on, guys? It's Sep, and today we are going to be going over how I still use Stompies after all of the changes in 2023. So, we went through a few things. First of all, Stompies received a nerf where it was constantly getting negative 50 AE. That is no longer the case, thank goodness, because the only way to use Stompies was with hipfire weapons, and it didn't feel good. It was not fun to play. Stompies was purely locked on the ground, which took away most of its identity and didn't really make much sense. So they reverted that, thank goodness. And now you can't use your dodge. Okay, so that's, whatever. This is the destiny that we live in. I'm not going to sit here and make that the discussion of today. I'm going to tell you guys how I still use Stompies, what classes are good, and what classes are horrible. And I mean horrible. So, the new Stompies, it is the same old sprint, jump, and slide boost that it's always been. Fantastic exotic, great neutral game, makes it very fun to play Hunter. Without the movement boosts on Hunter, I think Hunter's pretty boring to play, but with any movement exotics, it's very fun. So I still use it. Now, it's only when your dodge energy is full. So how do we work around that? Well, just unbind your dodge button, right? No, we don't want to have to limit it that hard. So obviously you want your dodges back as quickly as possible if you do have to use them. I've always used Stompies as much more of an aerial exotic than anything, but every once in a while you do have to panic dodge. So what classes are immediately bad due to the fact that Stompies received that nerf? Well, Void and Solar, I am sad to say, are two of the best subclasses for Hunter and the worst subclasses for Stompies. They are downright horrible. Why is that? That is because Night Stalker has its entire identity set around being invisible as often as possible. You want to be using that dodge as much as you can. I tried all weekend to see if maybe I could find a nice mix of only using smoke grenades to go invisible and then panic dodging and trying to get it back. No, I think the only way that you want to play Invis is Gambler's Dodge with your smoke grenades and just bailing on Stompies entirely. Maybe Dragon Shadow, since you'll be dodging so much, but that is for another video. Solar. Solar is also horrible with Stompies. Why? Because Solar is an incredible class that makes a great amount of use for On Your Mark. On Your Marks makes it so whenever you activate your class ability, you get an insane handling and reload boost, and it is absolutely necessary to playing Solar Hunter. If you bail on that, Solar Hunter falls extremely flat. So I absolutely would not play Solar or Void. Now that leaves three other subclasses. So we're going to go with which one I think is the mid tier. Stasis. I think Stasis you can get away with playing Stompies because its identity is not based around dodging. Dodging for your grenades does help quite a lot, but it's not exactly going to hit home. So you'll at least still have some movement because you'll have Shatter Dive, but Stasis overall doesn't really feel like anything special. It doesn't feel like I'm using Stompies and gaining. It just feels like I'm using Stompies. So, I feel like on Stasis, although yes, you can use Stompies because its identity is not based around dodging, you don't get some of the benefits that I like having around dodging. So I personally do not use Stompies with Stasis, as I feel like you're not gaining anything out of it. So we have the other two. Strand, I think, is the second best class to use with Stompies due to the fact that it is so insanely aerial based. It gives you a ton of AE, it's always giving you more ability energy, it is an incredibly useful class to use, and it is mainly focused on you being in the air. So if you want to be in the air more often, then I would go with Strand. That is the big thing about Stompies, is you want to be in the air around as much as possible, so Strand really does help that out a lot. I think Strand is a fantastic class to use with Stompies, and is definitely the second best. So, that leaves Arc. Why do I think that Arc is the best subclass to use while using Stompies? Well, one, you can get your dodge back the quickest on Arc out of any subclass. And two, Arc has a lot of things that are regaining ability energy in general, and a lot of things that are constantly feeding off of each other. So it just kind of works out really well. This specifically, Spark of Focus, makes it so that you can get your class ability energy back quickly. You can dodge pretty shamelessly on Arc Strider, and it does not feel bad. So let's say you get into an engagement, you have your Stompies buff, by the time that you have concluded that engagement, let's say you die, worst case scenario, you win, best case scenario, by the time that you're going to get into the next engagement, you're going to be building back your class ability energy incredibly quickly. So it is extremely useful to run Arc as well as Stompies at the same time, due to the fact that it is the only class that you will actually not be avoiding using your class ability. You can mix it in and it doesn't feel too bad. Obviously, you still want to use your dodge more sparingly. You don't want to rip it. But I do recommend that you keep on Gambler's Dodge, as it helps you get out of sticky scenarios. Let's say, you know, if it's a life or death situation, you can save yourself with a dodge. You can use it with, you know, relatively low guilt. So I highly recommend that you guys give Arc a go. I will show you guys kind of how I do it. I have another sniper I'll be putting on. It has Snap Elemental as well as Elemental Capacitor on the Rose. I absolutely adore the 100 handling combos that you can get with that, especially since dexterity mods are broken right now. So yeah, also 100 mobility is absolutely necessary because you want to make sure that you are keeping that dodge up as much as you can. So let's go ahead and hop into a game. For anyone that wanted to see the drip on the other loadout, I guess real quick, I can do that since I was showing that off before. And then this is the drip that we will be using right now. Just to show it all off before the game. Looks like we're getting a Widow's Court. Elemental Capacitor absolutely makes Arc worth using as well, so it's nice that it all kind of blends together. Always nice to line up the shoulder peaks. Let's go ahead and try to take top. I'm gonna say mid. I think top will be better. See if we can control some spawns off of it. Nice. So grateful that we have our AE back. Because before, your bullets wouldn't even go remotely straight, so super nice to have that. Oh, I accidentally swapped back to the mulligan one, that's right. Because the loadout. Need to fix that. I was like, why did I get a bullet back? So right there, if you guys are curious where the damage glitch came from, by the way, if your sniper's on target but it doesn't do any damage, more than likely it's because it ghost hit. You still do the damage, it just doesn't display it. Still be referred to as a damage glitch, but a little more honest, I guess. You just kind of have to assume that it hits sometimes. Trust yourself. Fortunate. It does have an SMG. That's okay. Stompies do allow us to kind of maneuver around super well. Probably gonna die here. Let's see if we can get one of the two. Other guy bailed. Alright, let's switch back to the other sniper. Elemental Capacitor is just so nice to have. Is that a... what was that? Is that a sniper? I thought I saw a glint. That screwed me up. I could have swore that I saw a glint of some kind. I will be making a separate video on Mercurial Reach. I know a lot of people are curious what roles to go for since there are so many. Saw that he was running around with heavy. Did not want to get near that. That is very funny. Wasn't that the guy I just killed before that? Oh, well. He spawned kind of close. We can rotate towards heavy, but doubt it'll be worth... no, that guy's gonna see the heavy. I don't necessarily want to fight against it. Probably the best hunter melee in the game. Amplified, so nice. The reason that mine lasts so long is due to the artifact mods. I believe it adds like a solid 5 seconds. As much as I want to jump over, I think he has a lot more of an advantage, since I would have to hit a headshot. Jump. Okay, at this point, there's a guy behind me. So, well, I guess not. It's definitely using double primary. Interesting choice. A little disrespectful. Highly recommend that if you guys do want to play in the air a lot, make sure you get an explosive round hand cannon. I don't know why they've gone unchecked so long. They are still incredibly strong. They have, so take advantage of it. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Okay, that's not worth it. I want to get trapped in the castle. And as you guys can see, St0mp-ee is still super nice to run around with. Dang. Just barely tucked his head. Yeah. Nice and easy. Arc just complements it extremely well, and as you see, with a certain playstyle, you won't even have to use your dodge that often. But if you do, you'll get it back quickly. I appreciate you guys, and hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. If there's any other questions you guys have about St0mp-ee, I am live at twitch.tv/Separer, so make sure to hop on over and I will answer those as well as I can. Appreciate you guys, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Much love. Peace.